Hello students. Today we will see some communication operations, which is a topic from unit 3, some communication operations. Before that, institute vision and mission. Vision of the institute: Pune Institute of Computer Technology aspires to be the leader in higher education and research of international repute. Mission for that is to be the leading and most sought after institute of education and research in emerging engineering and technology disciplines that attracts, retains, and sustains gifted individuals of significant potential. Then, department vision and mission. Vision: achieve academic excellence through education in computing to create intellectual manpower to explore professional, higher educational, and social opportunities. Mission for that is to impart learning by educating students with conceptual knowledge and hands-on practices using modern tools, fast technologies, and competency skills, thereby igniting the young minds for innovative thinking, professional expertise, and research. So let us start with the topic communication operations from unit 3. The title of the unit is Basic Communication. So the outline for today's lecture is some communication operations we are going to learn. First is one to all broadcast. Second is recursive doubling. Third is all to one reduction. And after all learning all these operations, you will learn some sample operations on ring or linear array data structure. Actually, how these operations are implemented on this data structure, we will see. That is the outline of today's lecture. So let us start. First, communication operation, one to all broadcast. But before that, question should come into your mind: why all these exercise? Why communication? So we are dealing with parallel programming. So high performance computing, parallel, everything for throughout this course we are dealing with parallelism, parallel programming. So why communication? So obviously, most of the parallel algorithms, processes need to exchange data with other processes, is it? So that's why the communication is necessary. When we say the word parallelism, so it is inherent rather. So why communication? And some operations which are in your syllabus. So simple. Let us start with simple operations. First is one to all broadcast. So what is in front of you is some P1 process. I am calling it as a source, and P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. Some sample 5 processes are there. So the thing is that, as the name suggests, one to all broadcast. So process P1, I am calling it as a source process. It is having a message hi. You can see on the slide. So the thing is, or situation is, this message hi, it is to be broadcasted to all the rest of the 5 processes from P2 to P6. As simple as that. So how one to all broadcast will happen? Just see. Obviously, process P1, sequentially, one by one, it will send that message hi to all the processes. I think the figure is self-explanatory. Again, revise it. So P1 first, it will send hi to P2, then it will send to P3, then P4, then P5, and then P6, like this. So eventually, all the processes P2, P3, P4, P5, and P6, they are getting the message hi from the source process P1. as simple as that. So it is nothing but one to all broadcast. So next operation, rather something about this applications, so where it is used, I hope, yeah, yeah, one to all broadcast. So applications, so it is used in several important parallel algorithms, including matrix vector multiplication, Gaussian elimination, shortest paths, and vector inner product. So some of these algorithms are there in your syllabus. So at that time I will go into more detail. So for time being, just this is enough. At least the names you should know where it is used, one to all broadcast, and how it is done. Just now we had seen sequentially send p minus 1 messages from the source to the other p minus 1 processes. So hi, this message, so how many processes? 6 processes they are participating. So 6 minus 5, sorry 1, that is 5 messages they are sent or broadcasted from the source process, that is p1, to all these, is it? So it is done sequentially. So next is disadvantages. So source process, it becomes a bottleneck obviously, because only the source process p1 it is sending, and that too the in sequential manner. So it is the major disadvantage by doing this one to all operation broadcast operation sequentially is this source process becomes a major bottleneck. The communication network is underutilized because only the connection between a single pair of nodes is used at a time. So again, let us go to the diagram. So at I say about I said sequentially. So p1, so this first consider this pair p1 p2. So only this connection it is active. After that p1 p3, after that p1 p4, and so on and so forth. So at any given time only the communication is happening between only the two processes. So it is a what you can say wastage of the network resource. That is the major disadvantage when this operation is done sequentially. So these are some disadvantages. So what is the solution for that? So solution is go for recursive doubling. The same operation, that is one to all broadcast, which I showed just now to you that it is done sequentially. So now there is another method also in which by which it can be done. It is called as recursive doubling to overcome these drawbacks. So let us go to the recursive doubling. So this is recursive doubling. Yeah. So just see p1 again, the same scenario, 6 processes p1 to p6. p1 I am calling it as a source, it is having the message hi. Same objective, it is to be broadcasted to rest of the 5 processes by operation is same, or one to all broadcast, but now recursive doubling. So as exactly in contrast with the previous, that is sequential, what is done here is p1 first sends the message hi to p2, any of the process. I am taking sample as p2. First step, just see first arrow, p1 sends the message hi to p2. This is the first step. Now both p1 and p2 they are having the message hi. So now next step is what? Both p1 and p2 simultaneously send the message hi to next 2 and next 2, like this. So now next step is p1 will send the message hi to p3 and p4 simultaneously, p3 and p4 sorry, and along with p1 p2 also can send the message hi to p5 and p6. Getting it or not? I hope it is clear. It is called as recursive doubling. So just see it is how it is overcoming the drawback. So now it is a better utilization of the network facility. It is it not? I will repeat a bit. So in contrast to previous, the operation is same, one to all broadcast. In previous case, it was done sequentially. So the the drawbacks were there. So now in recursive doubling, the same operation is same, it is not changed. P1 first sends the high message to P2, and after that both P1 and P2 they parallelly send the message to the next pairs in the sequence. So at a time, what you can say, network, it is busy in both in a pair of processes. So it is better, what you can say, better it is utilized, network is better utilized. So recursive doubling. Next, it is next operation is all to one reduction, exactly in contrast with the one to all broadcast. So here, uh, example I have a simple example, it is a sum operation. My objective is I want to make a sum of take a sum of 10 plus 12 plus 4 plus 20 plus 5. So I have assigned all these numbers to some 5 processes P2 to P6, and I want the sum, that is 51, in the destination process, that is P1. So this is all to one reduction. So reduction can be used to find the sum, product, maximum or minimum of set of numbers. So this is abstract view of these operations, one to all broadcast and all to one reduction. So now we will see the actual how these are implemented using ring data structure. Next, ring data structure. So ring, or it is also called as linear array data structure. So first we will see one to all broadcast using the ring or linear array data structure. So now focus on this slide. So this is a 8 node ring which is in front of you, P0, P1, P2, P3 to P7. Have distributed the processes to respective nodes. You can call it as node 0, node 1, node 2, and so on and so forth to node 7. So this objective is same. The P0 or the node 0, I am calling it as a source node. It is having the message high. The objective is same, it is one to all broadcast. This message high, it is to be broadcasted to all the remaining rest of the 7 processes. So at the end of this operation on this ring, each and every node from this ring should get the high message. So now how it is done on ring. So focus here. So some numbers you can see, 1, 2 and 3. So these are the steps actually. So in first step what is done is the message high from P0, it is sent to the P4. So on ring, when you are distributing or when you are doing this operation on ring data structure, the farthest node first, it is selected, farthest node from the source node. So P4 is the farthest node from source node P0 or 0. So the distance is 4. Distance between P0 and P4 is 4 processes or 4 nodes. So this is the first step. So now after the end of first step, both P0 and P4 they are having the message high. Now focus on the second step, so where you can find this second number, this, and here this is the second. So in second step, the process P0, it will send the message high to the process P2. Simultaneously process P4 will send the message high to process P6. So two more processes now will get the message high at the end of second step, is it? So at the end of second step, how many processes they are having the message high? Just see, P0, P4, then your P6, and then P2. So again go further. Focus on the step 3. So in step 3, so all these where it is number 3, all these operations are done simultaneously. So in step 3, P0 will send the message high to P1, P2 to P3, P4 to P5, P6 to P7. So at the end of the process P3, step 3, sorry, all the nodes now are getting the message high. So this is how the one to all broadcast operation it is implemented on the ring data structure. So let us go ahead. So what the same thing I have put it into the words. So message high from the source node P0, it is passed to all other nodes in the ring in the following 3 steps. First, P0 to P4, distance farthest node is selected, distance is 4. Then distance is halved in the second step. So P0 to P2, P4 to P6. This message transfer it is done in parallel. So again in the next step, third step, again the distance is halved, 2 to 1. So all these message transfers, 4 message transfers, they are done in parallel. And at the end of all the steps 3, or at the end of step 3, all the your nodes from the ring, they are getting the message high. So this ends the implementation of one to all broadcast using 8 node ring. So let us go ahead. I hope it is understood. Let us go ahead. So next is all to one reduction, again using the ring or linear array data structure. So here I have taken very simple example. The same ring I am utilizing, having the 8 nodes. I hope now it is clear. Ring you can identify from the diagram, and the same node, same ring I am utilizing. I am calling P0 as the destination node, in which I am expecting the sum of all numbers which I have distributed over the nodes in the ring. So just see, P0 it is having 11, P1 12, then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is my data. So all these numbers I have distributed on all the nodes, and my objective is I should get the sum operation. I want to sum all these numbers, and I want that sum in my destination node, that is P0. That is my objective. So I am using reverse of one to all broadcast, that is all to one reduction. So simple. So again the same protocol. So the numbers which you can see here in the diagram, these are the steps. So 1 1 1 1. So all this is the first step. In first step all these operations, reduction operations, are done in parallel. Second, just identify, again these two operations are done in parallel, and last is the third last step is the third step. So this operation, reduction operation, it is done in parallel. So in short, again I will explain you how this sum it is calculated. So focus on first step. So just see, so the criteria or the protocol is in this all to one reduction using ring. So first, odd number nodes are reduced. So see, odd number nodes P1, P3, P5 and P7. Can you locate? Is it? So first, odd number nodes are reduced. So focus only on the first step. So P1 it is reduced to P0 means what? So first, sum of 12 and 11 it is calculated and stored in P0 because it is reduction, P1 to P0. Parallelly, 14 is added to 13 and stored in P2. Parallelly, the 16 is added to 15 and it is stored in P4. Along with it, 18 is added to 17 and it is stored in P6. So, and this will go on in the second step. uh, this reduction operation it will be done in parallel with this, and in the final step, that is third step, whatever the data or addition, partial addition before it is having, it is reduced or it is added through the P0 data, and finally you are getting sum is equal to 116 in your destination node. So this is all to one reduction implemented, done on the ring or linear array data structure. I hope it is clear. So to be more precise, you can go through, or to get yourself convinced more, you can go to this table. I am going to share everything on Teams, no problem. So the same I have done, same calculations I have done in the tabular form. So this is the way actually to show or to write your question, sorry, to answer your question if at all it is asked in the examination. That's why I have solved it for you, a sample question, because what happens, you know everything but you cannot put it into the words. So the diagram is equally important when, if at all the question is like to explain these operations, and such a simple calculations are expected. That's why I have solved it for you. So please go through it. So first step, just see P1, P3, P5 and P7. As I said, all odd number nodes are reduced to even number nodes. So these are additions, and this is the initial data distributed on all the 8 nodes. So the red, I have marked it in red. So go to the second step, just go through it. Go to the second step. So red, so these nodes, even number nodes P0, P2, P4, P6, they now will be updated. That I have shown here in red. And again the reduction, now P2, P6, these are reduced to P0 and P4. So data on P0 and P4 nodes, or 0th and 4th node, will be updated. That I have shown in the green color. So this data, it is utilized, updated data in the next step, third step. So finally, so P4 it is reduced to P0 and you are getting 116 in your destination node as sum, simple. So result of the sum at node P0 by all to one reduction method you are getting. So this is the calculations behind that. I hope it is clear. So this is the end of today's lecture. The reference I have used is Anant Grama. The name of the author is your textbook, and all along with all these authors, Introduction to Parallel Computing. And before ending, just we will revise what we have learned in the today's lecture, and then I will end. So in today's lecture, we have learned communication operations, and first, importance of communication in parallelism. So three basic operations, or two rather basic operations we have learned: one to all broadcast and all to one reduction. So recursive doubling, it's just a flavor of one to all. And after that, we learned the, I have shown you some sample operations on ring or linear array data structure. So that's the end of today's lecture. Thank you.